Hello, friends and fellow nerds. We're here today at Comic Book Independence Day, the big, huge sale here at Moonlite Comics. Man, our favorite place, bar none. Man, Moonlight is my jam. This place is my jam, right, Eddie?
Oh yeah, it's like peanut butter and jam. That's how awesome it is.
And we're sitting here today with Mr. Jay Kirkman. Man, he is he's the CEO. He's the head dude in charge around here, man, and he has done wonderful things with this place. I'm liking the new setup with the counter over here. It just seems more spacious. Talk a little bit about the sale. What's going on today?
Yeah, sure. And first of all, welcome back, guys. We always love to have you here.
Thank you, man. We always look forward to being here. So thank you for having us.
Sure. Well, today's event is the Comic Book Independence Day. The idea behind it is that when it's actually also a commemoration of us taking over the store. We did it 1 year ago on the 1st of July. So it's a nice anniversary. But when we did get the store, there was a lot of comic books that really hadn't seen the light of day in a very long time. They were in storage in different places in the store, in the back room. We actually had more comics in storage than we had out for sale.
Wow.
So you may remember the old Al Capone's Vaults TV special a long time ago.
Sure.
You crack them open, you don't have any idea what's in there as it happens. It was just dust and Geraldo's ambitions. But
nice.
For us, we wanted to be able to get that stuff out and let people see it, see what was in there. We didn't have any idea ourselves. So it was kind of the last 6 weeks have been a real adventure. We've been pulling everything out. We bagged and boarded everything. A lot of it wasn't bagged and boarded, pricing everything, pulling out things, organizing and sorting. But all of that for this today, we took over the entire game area. We put all of the comics out for sale. So we have a ton of stuff, and we in order to kind of get it out the door, make it for less stuff for us to have to put back in to make it fun. We did it with our blowout pricing. $4.99 or less is $1, and a discount on the other levels of pricing. So again, really exciting to see a lot of this stuff go in the hands of people who are excited to get it.
That is awesome, man. And again, we can't say enough good stuff about this place. You've done a lot of great stuff, and always good prices and great deals, and I love shopping here. It's wonderful. Eddie, I'm sorry, but I got to come back around to this. Why did you buy a bunch of Stone Cold Steve Austin comic books?
Well, here's the thing. You come in and you see like these thousands of comic books, and
no, that's fine. All right, so
and you go through a box, and then you're like, oh dear God, there's a Stone Cold Steve Austin comic.
Okay, there's all these amazing writers and artists here. I mean, they got like I've seen. He was talking about it earlier, Eddie. There's like back issues of like Vaughn and Ennis and all the great all the great writers, and there's like there's just so much wonderful stuff here for sale. And Eddie comes bounding over like a damn puppy that just pissed in the floor, and he's like, "I just found Steve Austin comic books,"
and I got all 4 issues, and I'm very happy. And
there's a lot of Alf back there too.
Yes.
So it's a very limited run on the Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I think this is it.
Did he punch a helicopter?
No, but he commandeered one and crashed it, and he jumped out of it to get someone in a sleeper hold.
He gave him the stunner as he was coming down.
He should have.
Truly a bargain at any price.
So, Jay, how many comics do you guys have out here right now? Like, how many did you guys have to go through, bag and board, and price?
Tens of thousands.
I was going to say, if you look at it like this, what is it, about $250 to a long box, give or take?
Something like that.
Yeah, if you look at that, Eddie, it's just, it's long boxes as far as the eye can see. It's awesome, man. That's a huge sale, and I want to go through them. I really do. I want to go over there and just jump head first right into them. But if I do, I'm afraid I won't be able to pay rent this month.
Once you find the New Kids on the Block comics, I'm sure your bills will take the back burner.
I believe when I asked you about the New Kids on the Block comic earlier, I asked you not to mention that. So thank you for bringing that up. Now everybody knows I read NKOTB.
And you made a comment earlier, and we've been in here a couple of times, but this is by far the busiest that I've seen it. Mm-hmm. Every time we're in here, there's tons of people. Mm-hmm. Years ago, that wasn't the case. You've really, really done a great thing.
Yeah, I just can't say enough good stuff, man. We're glad to be here. We love coming. We look forward to it, and we get the royal treatment when we come here, man. We get the big table right up in the middle, right up in everybody's life, just shoving ourselves right up in. Take this podcast and just push it right up into everybody's life. It's awesome, and I love it. So I've been wanting to ask you, man. I've run, I've had a million jobs and I've run various shops. And I like to always talk about kooky customers. And I can't imagine that there's any kookier a customer. I mean, because let's face it, man, we're all comic book fans and we're all pretty kooky on our own, right? Is there any really memorable customers that you would want to talk about that have come in just like kooky customers or crazy sales or being that you guys purchase old comic books and action figures and stuff like that? Is there anybody come in just wanting to sell crazy stuff and peddle off crazy stuff, or just any kind of memorable customers in general or anything?
Sure. Well, let me put on my PR department hat and say all of our customers are memorable in their own way.
Yeah, especially the one who stole our chair.
And not in any kind of mean spirit, but just like
Well, we do have a lot of folks from all walks of life. A lot of folks you wouldn't necessarily expect to come in and see in a comic shop, or
Absolutely.
what the stereotypical thought of a comic shop. And we do, as for the peddling stuff, that's where I think probably a lot of the most interesting and unusual stuff gets, because folks will just come in and they have a bag of Mad Balls. I want $180 for my bag of Mad Balls. It's like, once upon a time those were kind of neat, but I mean, it points to anyone who even remembers what they were.
I do.
There you go.
I have one. I have a Slobulus on my shelf.
I want $200 worth of Mad Ball.
I want $250 for this Alf Pog.
But that's the thing I think would be tough would be having to break people's heart on a regular basis, because people have sentimental attachment to a lot of stuff that has an otherwise no monetary value, but it's important to them. So that's got to be kind of the tough side of it.
Well, the way that I choose to handle that is I like to keep everything transparent and above board.
Sure.
If somebody comes in with a comic book and they, a lot of times they don't have any idea what it's worth. They want to know. Sometimes they don't even want to sell. They just want to know, hey, my kids found this in the attic or something. What's this worth?
And do you sit them down and tell them about the internet and how it works?
I show them. Not only that, I show them where I go. I turn the screen around, show them the pricing I'm looking at. I have found the easiest way to get through what people's perceptions of value are is to show them, the data that you're getting. So it's not just my word against theirs, or maybe, the big bad shop owner's trying to lowball them so he can retire in Barbados. I mean, I want, we want to get a value for what people bring in for the stuff that we know other people want. Yeah. So that rules out the Mad Balls, I'm afraid, except for the occasional exception.
I just said I own one.
Here's the thing about Jordan, though. Jordan has hoarded away years worth of comics.
He throws nothing away.
First
he really
run,
doesn't.
he has tons of video games, video game magazines.
I'm actually going to throw those out.
He's hanging on to Electronic Gaming Monthly. That's not even a magazine.
And here's the
anymore.
thing, though. He will never sell them. Even though it's something that he would hate, or never look at, he will not sell it. He just hoards it.
Well, on behalf of collectors everywhere, thank you. Thank you for preserving our shared heritage.
But that's one thing I wanted to touch on, man, is you actually do give. We did some business on a few comic books a couple of weeks ago, right? Or a month ago, whatever it was.
The Smurfs run you got? Yeah.
Yeah. You can't make me look like a douchebag on my own show, man. Come on, give me a break.
Because people can tell that anyways.
No, says the guy reading Stone Cold Steve Austin comics.
Hell yeah! Here comes the stunner.
All right, but we did some business, and I was actually surprised. I mean, and I think that speaks volumes to a shop owner too. You're given a good price, a very extremely competitive price, and I think that's really cool. I was actually pleasantly surprised. I brought in a stack of various trades and single issues and what have you, some first appearances and stuff, and I got a wonderful price for them, man. And I don't know if I ever thanked you for that, but it was really good, and that's really cool because you don't see that a lot, because people they want something that's a quick turnover, and they want something that'll high gain, low yield, whatever, so on and so forth. And I think that was incredibly fair, and that was wonderful, man, and I really appreciated that.
Sure. Thanks for saying that.
I mean, if anybody listening, if you guys ever this is the place to go. I mean, it's the one stop. It's the one stop for all the cool stuff in Frankfurt. Everything cool in Frankfurt has been crammed into this store. It really is neat. I can't say, like I said, I can't say enough good stuff about it. So is there? Go ahead, Eddie. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say. So in regards, a little bit more in regards to the event that we've got going on. Tell us about the struggle and the hours that you guys have put in for this.
Oh boy,
I can't imagine it was easy.
I mean, start to finish.
It was, well, I mean, if I could go back in time magically and have a few words with myself 6 weeks ago, it'd be an interesting conversation. I've definitely learned a lot. It always seems like less than it is, and several magnitudes less. It's just a bunch of long boxes. We can zip through that and whatnot. I ended up Ben Bennett is the name of the fella. He's actually a Moonlight alum.
It's my Facebook friend, Mr. Ben Bennett's actually one of my Facebook friends.
Well, I brought Ben back. The old gang out of retirement. And it was initially just going to be kind of a part-time gig. Hey, just run through some comics, sort them out. We're going to do this event. 1 week later, Ben had a full-time job. He's been here just about every day. We've been here sometimes 1, 2 in the morning, sometimes later than that.
Wow.
It has been an absolute struggle, a fun one. It was neat to see all the things we ended up finding, but it absolutely was bagging and boarding and bagging and boarding.
Begrudgingly fun.
Yes, it was neat. It was neat to see. All the tedium would be broken up by finding, hey, first appearance Rogue. Oh wow, first appearance Apocalypse. I mean, these little things would kind of pop up, and it was fun.
I have a good idea where you got that first appearance of Rogue.
Really?
Do you remember when I came in here and sold some comics? I think I actually peddled you a first appearance of Rogue. Yeah, I think it was I think I did like a first appearance of Rogue, and there was a first Carnage in there, and there was one other, maybe a first Jubilee or something. I can't remember. But yeah, so that's pretty neat, man. So do we have anything coming up in the future? Anything you guys you want to talk about as far as upcoming events here at the shop?
Sure. For those of you who play Magic, we have a modern tournament coming up for a Star City Invitational Qualifier on the 19th.
Right on.
This coming weekend, we have. This is actually something I would love to talk about a little bit because we're really proud of this. We had a big achievement. This coming weekend, we have the Magic the Gathering Magic 2015. There's Garuk right there. We have the pre-release, and what we're really excited about is. So we took the store over a year ago, and right off the bat, we had the Magic 2014 release, and we had some fun with that, and did that kind of by the book. Right after that, though, I started planning some ideas for extra games and things to do, give away more prizes, make it really kind of a fun event experience. So the next block and the next set and the one after that, we've been doing these mini games like collecting little Monopoly pieces or little puzzles, ways to get additional prizes. We've had a lot of fun doing that. What was really exciting was when Wizards of the Coast picked up on that. About 2 weeks ago, we were featured front and center on the website for the Wizards Play Network for our pre-release experience.
Very cool. Yeah.
That was really exciting. Really validating to know that the stuff that we're doing is being seen by them too.
That's awesome.
Because we're right between Louisville and Lexington, and those are deeper markets, bigger cities, and so they're often what you'll see the answer to spicing up the event is to make deeper and deeper and deeper prize pools. Well, that's wonderful if you're one of the top 1, 2, 3, 4 players, but we're focusing on the experience for everybody. Everybody coming gets chances to win this stuff, not just based on whether you win or not or how your record is at the end of the night. So yeah, we're extremely excited about that, to be able to be featured. They interviewed me for it.
Nice.
And they've got a few things coming up down the road on the WPN site as well that we're going to be
now I can only imagine that it is not as in depth and as it just doesn't delve like a Burg Nerds interview, right? I mean, you got to admit that. I mean,
the hard-hitting questions,
like I guarantee
Stone Cold Steve Austin, these things just don't come up.
They don't. Like I'm sure you didn't sit down and talk about farts and stuff like that. No dick jokes or anything.
There was one little bit of innuendo, I think. Maybe that was about
it. In Eddie's window.
It's a big window.
That's pretty cool, man. Any kind of big sales events or anything else going on?
This is what we've been focusing on right now. We will have stuff. Of course, I like to try and turn over the back issues and let folks really get a crack at them periodically. So clearly won't be the last of the year.
Now you have another upcoming the local creators expo.
That will be coming up in the autumn
this fall. Yeah. Now we really enjoyed that, man. We had a lot of fun here. We got to meet a lot of really cool creative people, so that was a lot of fun.
Yep, and we got I think it's on the 23rd. That's Batman Day. That's on a Wednesday. That's they're going to be a free issue of Batman to give out. That's from DC.
Cool.
The following weekend, just 3 days later, is Doctor Who Comics Day. So another couple of things for fans of those those properties to get excited about. We have a lot of stuff going on in store.
My stepson's a huge fan of Doctor Who.
There you go.
Not a big Doctor Who fan. I can't get into it, man. I like the whole time travel thing. I don't know what it is. I've tried. It's not like I just blast it without, I don't really blast it. I can't really get into it, but not a big Doctor Who fan. I like my time travelers to have like old, like white hair and be old and have like red bubble vests.
The white hair would describe one of the Doctors.
Yeah.
That might be your point of entry right there.
I guarantee none of them wear a bubble vest and have a hoverboard.
Probably true. Yeah.
Okay.
I just noticed one thing too. What is this new little section behind our friend Garuk? What is this that you have brought up? Tell our listeners.
Sure.
All 10 of them.
And I'll give you guys a Burg Nerds exclusive here scoop on that too. That's something that I've wanted to do for a while. What Eddie's referring to is we have a stand over by the comic book area, just off to the side of it, and that is our kids section. So those are all the kids of all ages, but the kids section for books. We want to have them all in one area. That was so we alphabetize our wall, and then we have the kids section off to one side of it. And then we happened to be advised by a concerned parent one day, and I was glad you brought it to my attention that My Little Pony, as it happened, fell right next to United States of Murder, and said, okay, maybe that doesn't work. Maybe we need to rethink that. But we have an entire area for the kids, and the scoop is that we're going to be rolling out.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but there's one place that I could put My Little Pony. It's right next to United States of Murder.
Damn you, alphabet.
Damn you, bronies.
Friendship is tragic.
Right.
Friendship is tragedy. That's wonderful. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, not at all.
That's
but
great, man.
It was an eye-opening experience. I'd wanted a separate kids section for a while. It was one of the things I'd planned to do, and that was the perfect impetus to get that.
That's really cool. I don't think you see that a lot in other shops too. As far as having a kids section.
What's really important to us, because one of the things that I most enjoy is being able to share my passions with my kids.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure that we have lots of parents that come in to do the exact same. This gives them a safe area where they don't have to be worried about any kind of questionable. Not just by questionable, I mean mature. A little bit of language or violence that comes in, even teen level or other kind of books. But really, you have your Sonic the Hedgehog and whatnot over there. And the thing that we're going to be rolling out here, yeah, is we're going to be doing a kids pull file program as well. Right now, if anyone wants to have a title held for them, from month to month, we do that. They do 5 or more, they get a discount. We're going to be doing that for the kids at the single level. So if they just have one comic they like, if they get a monthly pull file with us, they get that discount for that book, any other books they want to get. And that way it gives them, that experience of being able to come into the comic shop and there's something waiting behind the counter for them.
That was used to be one of my favorite things, man. I need to get started on another folder. Mm-hmm. I used to love that. It's like clockwork. You come in, you take the little pilgrimage out here, and you just got all your issues waiting for you in a folder, and you get a nice little discount on it too.
Yes, you do.
So you can't beat that. And I'm going to ask you, as customary on this show, and I don't think we did it the first time you were on there, but we've got to know, and this is bringing up something from our old episode. If Mr. Miyagi was to fight Wolverine, who would win?
And be honest.
I would say I would have to give it to Wolverine. I don't think, and here I'll tell you why. I don't think Wolverine would land a single blow on Miyagi, but eventually the healing factor. Well, let's go back in time when he, had one. The healing factor would let him regenerate his stamina faster. Eventually, over the course of several decades, Miyagi would wear down, and he would strike the telling blow.
Ladies and gentlemen, the last time you'll hear Jay Kirkman on this show. All right, Jay, thank you so much. And again, thank you so much for having us. And I think Eddie's got a little gift for you there.
This is to celebrate your 1 year.
The 1 year, man.
Absolutely.
Wow. Because there's no money in it.
Yeah, we can't afford to put money in it.
I feel a couple pennies in there. There's just some rattling around.
But we put our funds together.
Well, I bought a Subway sandwich from upstairs, and I did put the receipt in there.
So. Is that Anthrax?
Yes. Actually, yes. Actually, it's Pixie Dust.
It's Scott Ian.
But you have been so awesome and inviting to us, and this past week, if I'm not mistaken, has been your 1 year anniversary. Yeah. I remember there was a picture on Facebook of this bounty of food. It looked like something from King Arthur's court, and they were just talking about it. And I just think it's awesome. We just appreciate all that you've done for us.
Well, I appreciate it in return. Thank you, guys. That's
very touching. Thanks so much. And we're gonna wrap that up, Jay. Again, man, many thanks, and to many more years, man. You're doing an excellent job. Keep it up.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Jake.